Guys, what's going on? This is Andrew here today, and we are going to basically just be showing off some pickups that I got from Mr. Cheapo, the retro game store, and then just a few things I got from GameStop. So I picked up a lot of stuff. I found a lot of original Xbox stuff. I have been looking to get 100 games in my OG Xbox collection for a very long time. Hell, 2020 was when I got majorly back into collecting, and I never hit that milestone. At some point, the OG Xbox had my biggest library, and I was trying to get it to 100. 360 slowly crept up on it, and then eventually I got to the 100 mark on there. Now I'm almost at the 300 mark on 360. I wanted to get a few more things for the original Xbox since it's been a long time. I did get one or two 360 games here as well, but majority of the stuff is just original Xbox stuff, but also got some stuff from GameStop I figured I would show off here. Mainly stuff that's collectible, stuff that I'm going to keep sealed. I also did get well, I'll explain later once I get to that point. But anyway, guys, we're going to just be showing everything I got here. I've been noticing that you guys have been saying my videos have been kind of quiet. I'm not exactly sure how that is because, I mean, my Yeti microphone is literally set to almost the max settings, and you're not really supposed to do that with these kind of mics. On top of that, my OBS settings have it to where my Yeti is at the highest volume for recording on top of that as well, so kind of confusing how that's there. I am pretty close to the microphone as is, so kind of confused about that, but if you guys have any feedback on how I can possibly make the videos louder, just let me know, because kind of confused on how it's come to be. But regardless, guys, let's look at some of the stuff right here. It's actually quite a lot of stuff. I'm going to start off with some of the smaller stuff first. Actually, I might as well start off with something big, considering that this is something I got a few days ago and never really talked about, or at least I don't remember talking about. I've been weaning off of an antidepressant, and honestly, my memory has been really bad, so I don't remember what I've covered, what I've said. Hell, I forgot that I even got all these games at some point and woke up one day and like saw all of them and was like, oh yeah, I bought those. But anyway, the big thing I was talking about happens to be the Asus ROG Ally. So this is basically a competitor to the Steam Deck. This thing runs Windows 11 by default off of the thing. It's got a really nice interface, and honestly, this might be my favorite device I've ever really used in terms of portable gaming. The Steam Deck was my favorite console of all time. I still consider it my favorite console of all time. I don't really consider this a console. I think this one right here is a portable PC. The Steam Deck was built with console players in mind. This one was built more for someone who wanted a portable PC experience. So that's just me. I think the design of this is a lot cooler. I think the aspect of it is a lot cooler. And honestly, it runs games a lot better. Like, I really didn't think it was going to, but this runs things at almost as well as my old gaming PC did with the GTX 970. So honestly, I'm very impressed with what this can do. I'm going to keep playing this all the time. This is pretty much like my main device when I'm not playing on my PC or my consoles and stuff. So whenever I go places, I'm bringing this with me. Plus, it fits in my Steam Deck case, so it works out perfectly because now I don't have to worry about incompatible file types with Linux and Windows. I can literally just use my portable SSD that does the USB-C thing and just plug it right in the top here and pretty much just have all my Windows games I have on my PC with all the progress on the go. And by the way, this thing runs Clone Hero at almost 2,000 FPS, which I don't know how that's possible, but it does, because my Steam Deck only ran it at about 700 to 900. This ran it at almost 2,000, so this thing is a beast. It's quite a powerhouse in such a little device, and honestly, if any of you guys are like big Guitar Hero fans or Clone Hero fans or whatever it is, and you're just looking for something that's not going to be $1,000 that will run it perfectly, this honestly might be a good option for you. And look, my camera just froze. It's been doing that a lot lately. Not exactly sure why, whether it's my PC or maybe the Razer Kaio Pro just kind of sucks. But regardless, I figured I'd show this off because I'm in love with it so far, and I don't know if I'll make a video on it, but regardless, this is one of the best devices I've ever had in my life. So moving on to some stuff that I got from GameStop, here's actually another pretty big thing. So I have wanted this console for quite a while, at least this edition of the console for quite some time. I never really found time to really set aside any money to do something for this, but I figured I've been spending a ton lately. Like, what's an extra $200 gonna do on top of what I've already spent? Like, I've already spent so much. At this point, it's so little compared to everything I've spent altogether. So I figured it was time to get this console. I don't know how much longer I'm able to, get my hands on this thing, or if it's ever going to become rare. So I figured this was now the time to do it. Always wanted it. Ever since the day it came out, I've wanted it. This is the Xbox One S Gears of War 4 edition. So I do plan on probably getting the Gears 5 One X as well. But this thing is absolutely beautiful. Like, this is one of my favorite looking consoles of all time. The thing is in great shape. There's really not that many scratches and cracks on it. There are a few, but honestly, it kind of adds to the design of this console, I believe. So even if there are, it kind of kind of works because it's supposed to be a console with dings and cracks and all that stuff, because this is exactly like what the design of the console is. But I'm absolutely in love with this thing. It does come with 2 terabytes on there. Like, I think that's a little overkill. Well, not overkill for a console, but overkill for a console I'm not going to be using, I should say. I don't know if maybe I'll do a thing where I basically swap out the hard drives between my main, my 1X and this. But regardless, like, this is such an amazing looking console. I don't think I'm ever really going to use it, but maybe one day if I get a bigger game setup or a bigger house or whatever the hell whatever the case may be, I'll probably stack everything up together. And I think this might be one that I have to put up just because it is gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's badass. I'm in love with the look of this console. So this stuff right here that I'm going to be showing now, I'm keeping sealed. The story goes that my coworker sent me a picture, or my group chat a picture of the Starfield controller, and was like, I called dibs on this thing. I asked him if there was a second one. There was a second one. The box was heavily beaten up. I decided, you know what, I'll buy the controller with the beaten up box and just use the controller rather than keeping it in the seal like I usually do for collectible controllers. But then the next day, I went to my other GameStop location I work at, because I work at 2 now. If you guys aren't familiar with how GameStop is running now, basically they have a store leader, or an SL2 as they call it, run 2 different stores. If they have an assistant manager, they basically make that person the second SL2 and basically have them both jump between 2 stores. One of the stores being the assistant manager's store, like main store, and the other store being the SL2's main store. So I kind of jump between stores all the time. I went to my main store and saw that they had the controller in the box in perfect condition and went for that. And then I also was told by my boss that there was another store that had the headset in stock. Now, I had already also bought the headset as well. It's actually above my mic stand right now. It's such a beautiful headset. I got the headset already, but he told me that there was one in a different location that was basically in mint condition that one of his friends told him about. So I went over there and got that one sealed as well. I ended up getting the Starfield headset twice and the Starfield controller twice. Now, I'm not absolutely hyped for Starfield. It's not something that I'm like extremely excited for, because I am very skeptical, especially now after Redfall was completely trashed in terms of how that game came out and launched. So I'm not really having any high expectations for what Microsoft is doing next. I want to be excited for what Microsoft does next, but I'm very skeptical just based on how their most recent games have come around. So hoping for the best, but nonetheless, these controllers are really cool looking, and they probably will be collectible, so I had to pretty much just pick them up no matter what. Honestly, I probably should have waited till later today to make this video, because I am getting another game from GameStop today, since this is the launch of an Alien game that was coming out that I've been really hyped for a long time. But these are 2 of my pre-orders that I picked up from GameStop yesterday, so I figured I would just showcase them here. I don't really know much about either of them, but I thought that Park Beyond looked really cool, and I thought System of Souls was something interesting that I saw on GameStop's website that was also pretty cheap, so I figured, like, let's take the risk and just buy it and see what happens. Considering I don't play my PS5 that often, I need an excuse. So got System of Souls for the PS5, and I got Park Beyond for the Series X. I don't know exactly when I'm going to play this one. I do have a lot of games in the backlog, so this might end up becoming one of those games I keep sealed, because you never know. This will probably come to Game Pass like pretty quickly if it isn't on there already. But it is made by Bandai Namco, so it's something interesting that I think I will end up liking. And something like System of Souls, I thought this looked interesting. This kind of gave me like a Portal-esque kind of vibe to it when I saw it on the website. I'm probably completely wrong about that, but it does look really, really cool, and it's only a 2 GB game, so that's really cool. So I'm definitely going to be giving this one a shot very soon. It's probably going to be the first one I play out of the entire haul here that I'm going to be showing off today. So now we're moving on to everything Mr. Cheapo. This is where pretty much my big haul of everything came from. So we're basically just going to be taking a look at all this stuff. First up, we got Driver 2 for the original PlayStation. Now, story goes is that I went into the retro game store, and I kind of was trying to look for something PlayStation related, since I did just get my PS1 with the LCD screen, and I wanted some more games to play on the thing. I asked the guy like what he really recommended, and he told me how into the Driver games he was. I never got to play a Driver game. I do have Driver 3 for the PS2, but never got a chance to play it, so He told me to go for Driver 2, if anything. It was only about $10, and I figured that this would just be the perfect game for me to get, especially since I've been really into my original PlayStation lately and wanted to get into more stuff. I think PS1 is the next console I'm really going to start highly collecting for, because it's such an awesome platform, and there are so many games for it, and like on top of that, like I can play it on my PS2 and my PS3 as well, so it's not like I'm limited to one little thing. Like I can play this in every single room of my house on every single TV at this point, because I have PS2s and PS3s everywhere. Like I'm addicted to this platform, but absolutely am hoping to get really into this one. I'm probably actually going to be playing this right after the video is done, so yeah. On top of that, I'm going to show off the stuff that's not original Xbox first in one take. We also got Halo the Master Chief Collection, which, honestly, I have wanted a physical copy of this for a really long time, but for some reason it's been really expensive anywhere. That wasn't the case for Mr. Cheapo. They had this for only $15 while I was over there. Every other place I've seen it for, it's been like $30, $40. I've even seen up to $50, but this game came bundled with my Xbox One, and something I've always hated since the beginning of time, before I was even a collector for that matter, I always hated when they gave me a digital code rather than the physical disc. And that's what came with my Xbox One. I got the white Halo Master Chief Collection bundle, came with the digital code. I'm still pissed about it to this day, to the point where this has been going over my head for a really long time, and I finally got my hands on it. I finally have a physical copy of the Master Chief Collection. I've always wanted this. Now, I think I already had this game. I think when I bought this, I really wasn't in a good mindset. I mentioned before, I'm off my antidepressant medication, so it's put me into psychotic modes, into points where I do things without thinking, and lately I haven't really been using my brain that often. So I picked up Star Wars The Force Unleashed for the PS2. Now, the thing with this game is there's a different version of this for every single platform, which is really cool. Like, The Force Unleashed is on multiple platforms, but every single version of it is different. Like, there's a PSP version, there's a Wii version, there's an Xbox 360 and PS3 version, there's a PS2 version. All of them have something that's different about them, whether it's the gameplay, the story, whatever it is. So I wanted at least the last version of this game for PS2. I don't know if I already had this. I probably did, now that I think about it, but it was only $7, so even if I do, it's like, who cares? Like, I'll have a second copy of this game. It doesn't matter to me. That's pretty cool. The last one of the non-original Xbox games was Perfect Dark Zero, which was only $10. A lot of people were, into these kind of games. I know Microsoft purchased Rare, so it's funny because a lot of this stuff came from, Nintendo's platform, and then once Microsoft purchased their stuff, everything came to Xbox. So this is one of those things where I honestly really wanted to add it to the collection for a long time. I played the original Perfect Dark on the N64. I played, GoldenEye 007 on there. I played Conker's Bad Fur Day. I do want to play all of the games that Rare brought over to the original Xbox and Xbox 360, since they're technically under Microsoft. I did play Rare Replay as well on the Xbox One, so technically I probably do already own this game, but I want the physical version of every single one of these games for the 360s and original Xboxes, because the ports of them were really good, and plus Rare is just an awesome studio. So now we're up to my original Xbox stuff, and there are really there's a lot of stuff here, like a lot of games. I finally surpassed that 100 game collection on OG Xbox, which I'm very happy to finally be able to say, because I've wanted to do that for a long time. This was the first console I started aiming for the 100 game mark, and I'm surprised it's taken me all this time to finally do it, because it was the first console that almost got me there. I was at 80 games, I think, in 2020, and then, like I said, 360 just completely surpassed it to the point where I'm now, like, tripling what I have compared to OG Xbox, and so it's about time, I guess. Let's just look at what I got. It's not a whole lot of stuff, I'm going to say, like, in terms of stuff I was planning on adding to the collection, but I do want a full original Xbox collection someday, so honestly, I had to add these titles either way. This one was All-Star Baseball 2003. Obviously, just a filler game right there. I think my dad used to have this game, but traded it into GameStop a long time ago. This is an Xbox exclusive. This is Apex for the original Xbox, and it doesn't have the disc in there, motherfucker. I have to go back to Mr. Cheapo's and have them give me the disc. So that's fun. I guess they forgot. It is what it is. Battlestar Galactica. I thought this one looked really cool. It was like $12. I figured, let's add it. It looks cool. And it was complete as well, so figured that was the perfect time to do that. We've also got Brothers in Arms, Road to Hills. Probably one of those like Call of Duty-esque clones, or actually no, it looks like it's third person, so this is something else. But this one was also complete. Really cool. I love my complete game, so I had to add this one as well. We got the last Burnout game that I didn't own on original Xbox, because I had Burnout 2 and Burnout 3. This is the... I don't know if it's the original Burnout or just something else, but regardless, I needed to add this one because I was in love with Burnout 3 Takedown during the day. We finally got a crash game for the Xbox. I've wanted this for a really long time. This one is the Wrath of Cortex. I've always been into the crash games. I really wanted to get one for the original console, considering that it used to be PlayStation exclusive, but then the IP just pretty much was everywhere. Next up, we've got Conflict Desert Storm 2, another one of those war games. We saw a lot of these on the other platforms, like original Xbox and PS2 back in the day. This one also being complete. This game, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, I used to play with my cousin, and I'm pretty sure it was on his GameCube that we did this. I vaguely remember it. I might be wrong about this one, but I feel like I have a really weird memory of beating up a washing machine. I don't know if this was the one that it was for, but I'm really hoping that it was, because my parents got really mad at us because we were basically like pretending like we were in the game, and we started kicking the shit out of my washing machine in my house, and they got really mad. I just remember that, but yeah, I don't know if this is that exact one I'm thinking of, but it's a Harry Potter game. It was only $5, and hey, maybe it's better than Hogwarts Legacy. You never know. Medal of Honor, another war game. A war game that I really want to see come back. I want to see another Medal of Honor game. And there's no disc in here. Ah! Okay, I gotta text Mr. Cheapo and let them know that they've done this now more than once. This game, it has a word that starts with an N, it ends in an R, and basically, it's a race. I know what you all are thinking, and you would be wrong. You're all racist. This is called NASCAR. NASCAR Heat 2002. Nothing more for me to say about that. I just wanted to throw in a stupid joke. NBA Street Volume 3 and Volume 2. You know, I always love the sports games of the older generations because they were unique. Nowadays, you got NBA 2K coming out every single year. You got a new Madden coming out every single year. You got a new NHL. You got a new FIFA. Where the hell's the variety? Like, you don't get that anymore. It sucks. You don't get these cool spin-off kind of games anymore that there are. And I'm not even saying that I'm a major sports fan or even like a sports game fan, but when a company does it right, it can really work for anybody. Like, these kind of games really can work for any kind of gamer, even if they're not into sports per se. But I've always loved those kind of games, so I'm cool to see that I was able to add that one as well. We've also got NBA Ballers, another one I'm definitely going to be giving a shot. We've got NFL 2K3, which, filler game at this point. We've got Shadow Ops, another one of those war games, because like I said before, there's no disc in here either. What the hell, Mr. Cheapos? Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. We got that as well. This one is complete. I'm pretty sure I had this game, or at least the case already, but the disc wasn't working, so it is what it is. Very last game. Always love this. It doesn't feel like there's a disc in here. Oh, there is a disc in here, just no manual. This one is Return to Castle Wolfenstein Tides of War. So now I need to look through every single case and make sure that there are games in here, because I'm realizing that there were now a few that didn't have it. So Shadow Ops didn't have it. This at least had it. NBA Ballers. Oh, that wasn't in there either. Volume 2 and 3 are mixed up because they gave me the wrong game at one point. NASCAR Heat. It feels like the disc is in here. Yep, disc is in here. Medal of Honor. Disc is not in here. Harry Potter. Disc is in here. Conflict. Disc is in here. Crash. Disc is in here and is complete. Burnout Revenge. Disc is in here. Brother in Arms, disc is in here and it's complete. Battlestar Galactica, disc is in here and complete. Apex, no disc. All-Star Baseball, no disc. So, yeah, I've made this mistake at GameStop plenty of times, so I'm not going to hold it against them. Like, I've made this mistake countless times because, you know, sometimes you're just ringing up so much, especially with the amount that they rung me up for. I'm not going to blame them for getting 1, 2, 3, or 4 games. In fact, I'm going there today anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, guys, that is everything that I got in this haul. It's a pretty big haul, I gotta say. There was a lot of stuff here. And altogether, in terms of the Mr. Cheapo stuff, it was only about $150. Actually, no, it was like $120. For the GameStop stuff, oh, that stuff was expensive. This is easily $400, $500 in everything that I got from GameStop. But Mr. Cheapo, only about $120 to $150. Now, I'm a maniac. I'm currently in a state where I'm withdrawing from antidepressants, so I don't give a crap what I'm doing right now, which is why you probably see my don't care attitude going on right now. And by the time I'm out of this state, I'm going to look at these videos and be like, goddamn, dude, you got to chill. But hey, you know what? It's got to get here somehow. And whether that means me going psychotic or me getting there slowly, I still have to get there. So, yeah, guys, thank you all for watching this video. I'll see you all in the next one.